titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Mock-ass mock.
He's a great podcaster.
Trick-ass mock.
Acknowledge me.
We coming for you, nigga. Fat!
Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
Yes. Haven't been here since last Saturday, everybody, but I am back. This is usually the pro wrestling expert panel. The sleaze out with illness due to injury on the injured reserve list. Danny Damage also on the injured reserve list. Just had a baby. I got to stomp on things to make sure dogs stop barking around here. What else is going on? Hanzi could show up. Maybe, possibly. Get retweeting and sharing this all over the world. And you never know with King Reezy. King Reezy, he's a king. He does whatever he wants. He might show up. He might not. And that's fine. Listen, I can go for hours and days, years, centuries, if need be. I can carry this whole shit. Let Pat McAfee carry a whole podcast by himself for hours. Good luck with that, McAfee. There's no way you would ever do that in the world. See, I'm bringing more excitement, more entertainment, more hand waving, more yeeting over here than you, Impulsive,
G.
all three of them put together.
G.
Give me two more.
G.
Let's pump it up, everybody. Let's get going. I got a whole lot to talk about. My notes are so scattered because I was planning to do shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You know, things come up. Hot water heaters blow up in your basement. You know, you cut yourselves with knives trying to cook for yourselves because you're a master chef like Gordon Ramsay. I mean, this life stuff stinks, sleaze. What's going on with you out there in Chatland? Shout out to Sasha Reigns. Haven't seen you in weeks. I was worried about you. I was like, I hope Sasha Reigns is okay. Comes back from her injury soon. Because you know why. Can we find your sample? I probably lost it, but let's go through and find Sasha Banks. Give me a moment, folks.
He is none other than...
That's not Sasha Banks.
Stupid bitch.
Close.
Rest
Nope.
in peace.
Yeah, do that whole thing, or else, lightning strikes you. Where is I know Sasha Banks is around here somewhere.
That's a huge bitch.
Close.
Okay, go take another hairbrush in your ass.
All right, we'll find her. You know, she's Mercedes Moan on another show, I believe, at this point, which I don't watch. I just totally gave up. Could you guys see the pain in Edge's face recently? There was a picture of this out there. I should have uploaded it, but I have no time. I'm too busy cutting my fingers off. So Edge, he had this look at the end of, I think the latest AEW Dynamite, and he looked so defeated. And somebody made a good point on Twitter as well this week about this Cope. Why am I calling him Edge? He's Cope, right? We all know this. Greatest name in the world, right, Seth? Best in Cope. So Cope, apparently, as Edge, if you look back a couple years, when he was in WWE, doing those greatest wrestling matches ever, right? Right? Randy Orton, headlocks. And Edge, Cope, he was beating everybody. He was putting over anybody. He beat Seth Rollins the same way Cody came in, beat Seth Rollins 3 times, and then made him work for him to get him the championship. Cody Rhodes. Like, what? Why'd you do that, Seth Rollins? And then apparently it mentally broke him, and now he's wearing oven mitts, as CM Punk said last night. He's coming out with his wife's glasses every week that he wears, and he looks like a dipshit. personally one of my favorite wrestlers today, then, now, forever. But yeah, this whole Seth Rollins, Mugatu, Zoolander gimmick here, let's put this to rest. Like, can we kill this thing? It stinks. It's old. But anyway, Cope. I don't want to get too much on Seth Rollins. Let's focus in on Cope. Oh, look who's here. King Reezy in the Muffine House. Shout out to you, Reezy. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
We can. You sound great. You
Appreciate
look great. Sound great. Yeah. Nobody wants Cope in the chat. How about you, Reezy, now that I'm talking about him?
I don't want to hear Cope. Oh, God. That's
Cope again.
No more Cope.
Nah, no more Cope. Because when he was Edge in WWE, he basically, I think he was like something like 20 and 25. Like he won 20 out of his 25 matches. Something close to that. But to be an older gentleman in your wrestling years coming out here, we get it. You like the push. He created the Judgment Day. That was amazing. I thought that was great until they kicked him out. That was kind of stupid. He should still be the leader of the Judgment Day, in my opinion. But yes, I think it was a good point to let everybody know that he was John Cena-ing, old John Cena-ing everybody to death backstage.
Yeah, I just don't think, and I'm happy the guy's making money, but I mean, WWE, I just feel like he fits better and makes sense more there. Just seeing him in AEW was kind of weird because it's like you've been Edge your whole life, and now you're Cope. It's like weird. It's like it just don't fit.
Cope is just the worst name ever. That is such a middle-aged, out-of-touch man.
You gotta play the clip when he came up with the name. He's talking to Renee, and she's like, "So, she's like, have you thought about a name change?" He was like, "Yeah, I came up with this awesome name." He's like, wait for it. And he goes, "It's Cope." And it's just crickets. And he starts laughing. He goes, "Cope." And he starts saying how Cope is a badass name. It's like, yeah, bro. That's... I don't even think Vince... I think Vince would have even told you that was bad.
Yeah, that's bad even for Vince,
Yeah.
Cope. That's like if you wanted to bury yourself, that would be a great name. Yeah. But Sleaze says out here in the chat, Edge has always been bad. I don't say he's always been bad. I think he's good. But to me, personally, and I know I didn't watch a lot of the late 2000 years, but when I would tune in and I would see Edge as champ, I was like, oh, I don't need to watch this. As a casual during that period. I just, he gives me that vibe. He's tall. He looks the part. He can wrestle and stuff. It's all right. But to me, it was always a better off as like maybe a more of a horror angle guy, like with the Brood or something. How he showed up, but like more mysterious. Once he just became a rocker, he just reminded me of an 80s rocker.
Yeah, I don't think Edge was bad. I just think his time has passed. And, I think when he was in WWE, and I could be wrong, I just think he still wanted that push he once had. And they were kind of like, you being the older talent, we want you to put people over more. And a lot of the creative direction, I know a lot of the creative direction he didn't like. I think he could have sat it out. I think he would have been good if he stayed.
I think we might have talked with you about this before, Hanzi, but shout out to you, Hanzi. Can we hear you?
What's going on, man?
Yes. Everything's working today. This is amazing.
Hanzi's in the building. How's it going, Hanzi?
I'm going good, man. How are you, man?
I'm great, man.
So I think Elimination Chamber is in your area. You thinking about going?
Dude, have you checked? Okay, I normally go on the resale, because the resale is normally cheaper, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, listen, I'm not like saying is WWE involved or whatever, but some of the, you could go check for yourself on some of the on StubHub. There's some prices for tickets that are $80,000.
What?
$80,000?
I'm not saying all of them, but if you go on Ticketmaster, The most is like 3,000 or so, whatever, for like a floor seat, whatever, right?
Okay.
But but dude, it's like 100 level, and they're costing 78,000 or 80,000 on the resale. It's insane. So I did think about going because I did want to be in the building, just for the environment of seeing Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, because I've been following those guys. But I really don't think I'm gonna go, man. It's just like, I think I'm too old for these events to, it's like, it'll be crowded, and then it'll be impossible to get at, because the stadium is not really the easiest to kind of navigate around and all that, right?
Yeah, this is in a stadium, not an arena, huh?
Normally they do Scotiabank arena like they did on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. This one's the Sky Dome where Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior was, and The Rock versus Hulk Hogan. That in that same building. It's called the Rogers Center now. It used to be called I still call it the Sky Dome because the Sky Dome's it's a better. I like the name better than Rogers Center. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the Boston Garden and all these other sites all over the country.
So that's where it's going to be. It's going to be in the same building that Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior were fighting in.
What are you doing over there, Reezy, off to the side? You up to something?
No, just drinking my drink.
Like, what is he doing over there? Yeah, so what's your take on this, Hanzi, as far as Cope goes?
Here's the thing, man. What they're called, listen, I'm willing to play along with this Moxley storyline if there's an overall picture of where they want it. Like, for example, while they have other people like getting praise, like Ricochet and Swerve and other things, right? If their goal is to make the real fan, because AEW right now is at a point where like when they need to make a comeback, they'll make a comeback. But if they're like doing this thing where Moxley and them are supposed to be doing House of Torture booking, where it's unbearable, and then finally when you get to the heavy hitters like MJF, Hangman, Swerve, and all those guys, and the storyline is supposed to be getting better, I'll feel happier about it. But right now, I can't say that I'm loving this Moxley storyline. I mean, I think the Copeland storyline, even though it's not the best, at least it's given it some structure. Because for the last couple of months, the Moxley storyline, they've been scattered all over where I didn't know who they're feuding with. Were they feuding with the conglomeration? Were they feuding with Hangman? I just felt like it wasn't been booked properly. And this is probably some of Moxley's worst in-ring stuff in recent memory. You know what I mean? But I'm only a Moxley fan. But if they have an overall picture of where they want to go, I'm willing to like let them build it up until it gets more interesting. But if it's going to be like this, then I don't know how much longer I can just take this title program, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just look at this. Look at this, folks. I mean, I just can't with this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I see this video, and it blew my mind. I'm like, oh my, just the production value, everything about this AEW. Look at him, he even says fuck. I never noticed that. Look at Hangman at the end of this. I think he says fuck, or he should be saying something like that.
But Huge and stuff. You don't like that. This is the one storyline that I actually do like in AEW right now. Because MJF and Hangman have been scattered, especially I think MJF is returning. This has been like, I'm not talking about promos. I'm talking about his structure of feuds. They haven't been the best. This Cole and MJF feud has been one of the worst things that I've ever seen from two high-profile people, right? But what they're called, if they're like moving toward getting something better, I've been enjoying the Hangman and MJF promo. If they follow it up, the thing is they never really follow stuff up the best. So I'm enjoying the Hangman and MJF program. But yeah, that was a little goofy, but that's one of the things that I am enjoying about AEW right now. And
I'm more of a big picture kind of guy. Like, so I think like all of this, just that's a symptom of bigger problems. And it's like how I watched wrestling in the 90s. I grew up a WWF kid, WWE kid. It got into the Attitude Era. A lot of the guys I grew up with went to WCW, and I didn't give a shit. I was like, okay, whatever. Because when I watched WCW, the product looked cheaper. Like, and I not understand, they tried to hype it up too, and the lights, and a lot of people actually bought into it. 83 weeks they actually won. So
the thing that I like about WCW is that even, and I'm not saying everything about it, but one thing that I always liked about WCW when I dabbled with it when I was younger is that it felt like it was treated like it was kind of like a sport, while WWE was kind of treated like SNL kind of in a way, right? So I kind of liked elements of what WCW did. The thing is, in Canada, it wasn't, dude, it wasn't, we didn't get Nitro live. We got it like days later, during the 96 era, whatever. And I had to be at home. I had to fucking suffer through Shawn Michaels. It was not a good run, 96. I didn't think anything in 96 was good. Bret Hart was gone. So I had to, dude, I'm watching a pay-per-view of Hogan turning heel, and I can't even watch the follow-up the next day because I got to go watch Shawn Michaels and Ahmed Johnson versus the Smoking Guns.
oh my God, the Ahmed Johnson era was brutal. You watched wrestling in the mid-90s, right, Reezy?
Yes, I did. I've been watching wrestling. Yeah,
You know what's
early 90s,
a crazy
actually.
Royal Rumble to watch is 95, because you literally have all the...
The one Shawn
What's
won,
one?
right? The one Shawn Michaels won,
It might
right?
be that one. I forget who wins that one.
Yeah, I think
But
he
it
won.
was the who's who of the Attitude Era with all old early 90s shit gimmicks. So, like, I think Stone Cold was the ringmaster at that point.
No. 95 Stone Cold wasn't there in early 95, but see, 95 was more the Diesel reign. But the only thing that was really good about 95 is that Bret Hart was still there. In 96, Bret Hart was gone after WrestleMania, right?
Maybe it was 96 Rumble then.
Well, I thought the early 96. I felt like it was getting a little bit Attitude Era, like where like this is before I knew that Nash was leaving for WCW, and I just got on the internet then, right? So this is when Kevin Nash, after he lost his title, he started acting more heelish, and he was probably one of the cooler things in 96 before he officially left. But by the time WrestleMania 12 happened, I thought like there was some cool things with Mick Foley and Stone Cold getting in the mix a little bit more. But 96 was such an unbearable era because they didn't have any main eventers. Nash and Hall left, and Bret Hart took time off. So that whole post Mania with Shawn Michaels up until maybe October till Bret Hart came back, it was really unbearable. And they also fucked up Vader's run as well.
That sucked.
Yeah, so you know what I mean. The first 8 months of Vader in WWE, I was like, this is what, because I watched WCW, and I was like, yo, Vader, this guy is so fucking dope. But then Hogan started coming to WCW, and basically Hogan was doing Hogan booking, where all the fucking monsters were getting beaten up, and this is when I started becoming more of a smarter fan. I didn't like I didn't like that Hogan was no selling Vader's moves. So I got really sick of it. I thought WWE would be better. But by the way, I do want to mention to Heather, I know I was not at SmackDown. Is Heather from Canada?
She's close. I think she's in not Milwaukee, Green Bay area.
Okay, so I didn't know if she was going to the show tonight. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't think anyone can afford these fucking tickets, bro. Dude.
And you know what's crazy? You're like a runaway train, Hanzi, but that's why I love you on the show. The reason why I brought up WCW to try to circle this thing back.
Sorry about that, man.
It's fine, because when I get on the subject, you're like on it. You're like I said, you're like an encyclopedia of all this stuff. So you kind of just go off, which I think is great. But I brought up WCW, and the contrast between WWE from the past is to say AEW is like WCW to me back then, not in every single aspect, in the way that the aesthetics to me feel cheaper, less professional. And you can just tell that WWE, especially now in the modern day and age, it's crazy the shine on it that they have on this thing. So they could even have a bad product, but it looks like a real professional show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that was all I wanted to say, about AEW. Yeah. That's why I don't really watch so much anymore. I try to watch, and it just doesn't hold me.
Yeah, you know, there's a few things that here's the thing, I watch, but I don't. I find myself not watching any wrestling live anymore because I can't. I need to forward through shit, and I need to I can't just like especially if I'm trying to recap something as well. I really don't how much AEW, like, they don't give you any breathing room. With WWE, at least, like, they have so many video packages that you can forward through. You can get through a 2.5 hour Raw under maybe like an hour and a half or so if you really watch on delay, I guess.
And there's just too much wrestling. I'm not watching 2.5 hours on Monday, 3 hours on Friday, another 2 on Wednesday, and then everything in between. And then we got more wrestling tonight with the Elimination Chamber, which we'll go through that towards the end. But yeah, I mean, the big news of the week, I'm kind of going to be talking about wrestling still going forward. That will be one of the main things I talk about, but I'm going to start throwing more things into the mix because we got to talk about Trump Zelensky from yesterday because that's some quality pro wrestling, in my opinion. Not like it's all fake and phony necessarily, but a lot of it is. And
I mean, if you're basically us pro wrestling fans, we've been mocked for how can you watch this stuff? This stuff is not real and all that, right? Now I'm looking at all you fucking political heads that watch politics and go, how can you guys not see that the billionaire owners are the ones that fucking, book all this shit? While the presidents and the prime ministers are like the world champions. Yep. And so if you're someone that goes, oh, well, I hate Biden, it's like, well, that's like hating John Cena and not blaming Vince McMahon for why the product fucking sucks. Yeah. That's how I look at politics, whatever. Yep. You know what I mean?
They were all in the same, corporation, the same promotion, if you will. But let's talk about this Rock stuff because we can talk. We'll get into this a little bit because The Rock, when he initially came out last week, brought up Ari Emanuel. You know him, Hanzi. I don't know if a lot of people do. I think it went over a lot of people's heads with like, oh, okay, he owns TKO, which owns UFC, WWE, and all this stuff, and then you see, the stuff that he's been up to and who he is and who he's affiliated with, and it's like, oh, okay. But then The Rock is now assuming that Hollywood evil type of role where he sucked Cody Rhodes in. He's buddies with him now after all that feud last year, and now he's going to get him back because he wants to own him and own his soul. And honestly, a lot of people seem confused by this. They don't like it. I don't mind this. I like how this is kind of fitting into what I talked about last week, where I want an authority, corporation, that type of like villain group that hovers over the whole of WWE, which, the wrestlers are going to have to fight against. Because I'm done with the bloodline. I think we all are. Like, it's kind of old. It's tired. Finish it up and get on with this.
I think the bloodline stuff is continuing. I think this is going to be part of it. But here's the thing, though, dude. The thing is, I don't have a problem with the storyline. I think what the problem is okay. And this is my personal opinion, okay? Because everyone wants to pretend the internet is some underground thing, right? One of the things that's made in my personal opinion, the discourse and all that fucking horrible is I believe that the company, AEW and WWE, they cater to online shit where there's digital currency to be made. So there's more inclination to have segments like last week where it was going nowhere for 27 minutes. So everyone online can talk about it and complain about it, even though there's some substance there. So sometimes I feel like they overly, I know we're supposed to think that WWE, they're not smart, they're dumb and all that kind of shit. But I always feel that they've been, since the 90s, they've always managed to even if things don't pay off on television, they've always managed to keep the wrestling discourse and the entertainment dollar and the tabloid level shit, which plays a part in all this. But now that things are official in a way where where they stand, I think we are going to get payoffs. It's just they're going to do it in ways where oh, we don't know if The Rock is going to wrestle. Is he going to wrestle? We don't know. He might have to save Mania. We don't know. I hate that shit. I know they know where they're fucking going, but they gotta play around with us. So I do enjoy where this fucking storyline is going because I don't know if you already mentioned this, but I do think that it isn't going to be Cody that takes the fucking soul deal. I think it's after last night's SmackDown. I'm convinced Drew McIntyre is the one that's going to be selling out.
What do you think, Reezy? You think Cody's going to sell his soul, or will it be Drew or anybody else?
No, I think it'll be CM Punk.
See,
I think
everyone.
it's Swerve. I think Cody's not going to do it, but somebody else is, and that somebody else will be CM Punk.
See, no. I've heard that theory too, and I think they want you to think that, but I really do think it would make Drew's character a lot better because his whole beef with the bloodline, this would make him the ultimate fucking hypocrite if he did that, right? And by the way, Drew did mention when he came back from after Hell in a Cell that somebody in his family died. And he brought this up, obviously. It's supposed to mean something in storyline to him, obviously, like it does in real life. But he mentioned that one person reached out to him when his family member died. He didn't tell who. And over the last year, The Rock has been kind of being friendly with Drew. He gave Drew McIntyre a sword for re-signing with the company or something like that. So part of me wonders if The Rock was the one that gave Drew the call to give condolences while everyone else kind of ignored him. But that Drew promo last night was fucking amazing. I that's what I wanted out of the. I wanted one character to call out Cena for fucking not being there full time and being able to get there. I thought CM Punk would do it, but CM Punk only mentioned it. He didn't really care that Cena got a free ride to the Elimination Chamber. But Drew McIntyre should have been the one hammering into the whole entire build. So I'm glad that he was actually the one that actually convinced me, because if Drew is the one that's selling out, it ties it back to Cena and Rock, because Cena shit on The Rock for being a part-time hypocrite, and now Drew McIntyre is bringing it up. So if Drew's doing work at Rock's behest, it would make sense. I don't know if Drew's gonna win, but I can almost bet you Drew will be inserted into the main event, into the Cody Rhodes and whoever match, whether it's Drew McIntyre winning or whether it's John Cena winning and Drew McIntyre gets inserted in. But
yeah, if this isn't true and he just starts taking on Priest and neither one of them have a title, really, it's just, that's gonna suck. Like, that would be, I think that's awful for Priest and Drew McIntyre. But with Drew, the best thing he said last night was, this isn't me saying this. This is John Cena back in the day saying this. I'm like, that is perfect.
But the thing is, I wouldn't. I know what Reezy was saying about CM Punk and all that, right? See, that could be. See, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking that maybe Seth, Drew, KO, and other people are getting formed by The Rock to kind of form an anti-Roman Reigns stable in some fucking way. I thought it was all going to culminate with. I believe Seth Rollins is actually a heel now, even though he's trying to be a babyface. I think he has evil intention. I don't think he's being genuine with his shit. So it can go either way, but I think in storyline it would make more sense for Drew McIntyre to sell out. But if CM Punk is winning, then I can see CM Punk actually turning heel and aligning with The Rock if that's what they do. But I think they're trying to make that one way too obvious, where they're trying to like lower your guard about Drew McIntyre.
But doesn't this, in a way, guys, like, I know you both don't think Cody's going to take it, but I almost want him to take it. I think Drew McIntyre would be a great pick too, because he just needs to just not be a Scottish guy anymore and be elevated to an actual character of some sort that has nothing to do with where he's from. But who am I talking about now? Not McIntyre. Who's the other fucking guy?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. No, Seth Rollins doesn't need to be the guy. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is already corporate. He was given the sushi last night, the truck. Imagine if he did take it and he just turned heel on everybody. Well, not fully at first, but he eased his way into it, and he's driving around in the truck and he's got the security and all. It fits him. It actually, like, when they did this last night and during SmackDown, I'm like, he looks right in this role with the suits, with the bodyguards, with all the fancy stuff. I mean, Reezy, you can go back to bed if you want.
No, I'm tired. I'm listening. I'm
just fixing my camera for a second. Just I don't want to think that I'm disappearing right now. That.
Yeah, nobody ever needs to be here. Is all I gotta say. Not like you don't. I know you came dressed to the nines like Zelensky when he met Trump.
The only thing I will say is, if Cody does turn heel, I think it'll be great if Cody turned heel. I just think it should be after he drops the belt.
Yeah, that would make
I would
sense.
like it better because I think this needs to be a full babyface run with the belt.
Yeah,
I think if he's going to turn heel, it should be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would kind of ruin it. I think if he held on to the belt and went heel. Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah, so I mean, he's already having his babyface run as champ. So I don't think it makes sense for him to turn heel. I think it should be somebody. If it's going to be somebody, I think it'll be between CM Punk or Drew.
Definitely.
CM Punk would be interesting. The thing is, if CM Punk turned heel, I could see it because of something else with Heyman and Roman. If The Rock fits in with that, but the thing is, I wouldn't think CM Punk's character, even if he turns heel, would be someone that's beholden to The Rock. You know what I mean? That's what takes me out. Not that I don't want CM Punk as a heel.
He did say he was Satan this week.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? He did call. You know what I'm worried about? That we all think that CM Punk will probably face Rollins and Roman Reigns. I'm really scared that his Mania match is going to be Logan Paul.
Oh, and that's that's another thing to add to this. This Logan Paul just ruined my SmackDown last night. So I'm actually getting into it. I think at last night's episode, I checked in and out. I was watching the Celtics too at the same time, but it seemed like a very solid Raw. The matches, the qualifyings, everything made sense. Everything had a purpose. So that was good. But I'm watching the one legend after another come out and they're cutting promos on each other. Then the Cena music hits and you're like, holy shit, this whole thing's going to get to a whole nother level. I think Priest was struggling out there, but Drew McIntyre killed it with his promo. Seth Rollins is always good. CM Punk's always good. And then Cena to come out and talk to these guys. But no, it was Logan Paul. And I literally went, all right, I'm just going to watch the Celtics. And I didn't watch any of it. I don't know what happened. I don't care. He's got go away heat, and Logan Paul knows this. I read earlier in the week that he even said, maybe on his own show, that he's like, I know I have go away heat, and people are turning the channel when I come on, and they don't really care. Then why would you keep doing this? I mean, I get it, the money and all this, the Prime deals they got going on with WWE, but man, this guy stinks. Get him out of my wrestling. Get him, and get this guy out of my wrestling as well. Pat McAfee, I can name a few others, but let's just stick with those three for now. Fuck those guys.
No, here's the thing with Logan Paul. What they're called, the thing is like, I don't like him on a personal level, whatever. I don't fuck with what he does. Even before he got into wrestling and all that. But the thing is, like nowadays, because of WWE, in my personal opinion, right, they are aligned with like the Trump administration, right? So all these right-wing influencer types are going to be prominent. This is why people are shocked.
Wait, so Logan Paul's right wing?
Well, he kind of like, whenever you're smoozing with the Paul brothers were at the White House on inauguration, right? But like, no. So what I'm saying is, because WWE is aligned with that, like, you're gonna see more of these right wing influencer kind of guys. Like, so a lot of these Twitch streamers are like the right wing influencers. Some of the regressive shit they fucking do is very Howard Stern, like from like the early '90s, wherever, right? But they're doing it with like no charisma and all that kind of shit. So Logan Paul, like nowadays, WWE are looking for real heels, even though people don't think that, oh, that's good for, like, they're doing record business, so they wouldn't give a shit, right? Just like how, like, with Tessa Blanchard, I predicted that these are real life fucking real stories that happen, right? But I feel like because the industry is full of initiations, that Tessa Blanchard storyline, if you get a discourse storyline on the social media, that means eventually they're gonna use it for in product stuff. Like how it's like they're building a new attitude era. So with Tessa Blanchard being welcomed back into TNA and people calling her racist, people are gonna be like, does TNA not care about their perception? Dude, the wrestling industry is run by a bunch of fucking scumbags. They don't care if Tessa Blanchard is really fucking racist. They'll use it for fucking heat. That's what I'm going to say. You're going to see a resurgence of some of these canceled wrestlers like Velveteen Dream, Lars Sullivan, Jackson Riker. You're going to see them come back in the discourse in some fucking way, bro. That's what it was designed for with social. We're in a new era with social media and the new product now culminate. It's like they're taking all the stuff that was discourse in the 2010s and now they're capitalizing off of it, right? Like Roman Reigns had so much heat as a good guy for so long. Now it paid off dividends because they finally got a good heel run out of him. And it wouldn't have meant anything if all that heel heat he got as a good guy in the 2010s wasn't around. So that's why I think WWE is smarter than that. I'm not complimenting them. I'm just saying they know what they're fucking doing. And that's why you're seeing guys like this who are more problematic. You're seeing people from NXT online that are promoting right-wing figures. Like Bailey was promoting Jordan Peterson on her Instagram. You're seeing that more and more, and it feels like it's done so that you get mad at the cog while it is what it is.
And listen, Hanzi's not rambling. All right, this is, like I said, it's a runaway train. He kind of I can follow it because my mind works in a similar fashion. But yeah, I mean, Hanzi, you should work on that though a little bit. If you harness and focus more on going into a subject.
Yeah. I apologize. No, but back to that guy's comment, Enzo and Velveteen Dream. No, so my point is, okay, so you guys gotta remember, okay, these celebrities, these politicians, even though they're showing you regular trials and regular scandals that regular people might go through, they deal with it on a different level where they're protected by the system where, oh, look, their names were cleared. So that means, so even if their names were cleared, it just means that they were part of the discourse storyline that they got from the tabloids. So what I'm saying, all these canceled wrestlers from the past are making their comebacks in a way. Like Enzo has been looking good in some of the stuff that he's been doing. I guarantee you he'll pop up in AEW eventually, and him and Bill will become a tag team again. He's been,
and then they'll go on WWE, and then WWE will call me, and we'll finally do our Bachelor show produced by DrHUGE on Netflix. Thank you. That's how we'll do this.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Reezy. But yeah, go ahead.
Listen, I apologize for rambling to your audience. I understand. You understand where I'm coming from, right? I understand your audience might not understand, but what we're trying to say is you got to look at celebrity stuff separate from what regular people go through. They present celebrity stuff like it's regular, you know what I mean? But but his name was cleared. But what I'm saying is he's not living by the same regular rule that we are. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is that whole thing was designed for a discourse storyline, basically. Like if WWE,
listen, I'll give you this, Hanzi. I totally agree with you that there are initiations going on and things like this, and it may not even. What I'm saying is, so I believe that a lot of this is the nepotism, the works into building up into just basically taking money and so on and so forth. Like the way that this, like the establishment has like a glass ceiling over it for a lot of people, and then will bring others up just because of their connections and who they know and stuff like this. But I don't think it gets so deep that literally everybody's on it, in on it. Because that's kind of what you're alluding to. It feels like that would almost mean that everybody would have to be in the know in some sort. I think people are just kind of living, and shit happens, and then what are you saying? It gets used?
No. What I'm saying is that do you watch the TV show The Boys?
Yes.
Okay, so if you want to know how I think the world is kind of run with celebrities and the corporations, the boys would be a good example of what I'm talking about, basically, except they still kind of limit it, but that's on the level that what I'm talking about. Like Homelander would be Donald Trump, basically. You know what I mean? He's they're trying to take a soup, like the soups are taking over, like the corporations and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
So
Like
do you still think that there's good guy, bad guy with left and right politics in America?
Well, I think it's not about left and right. I think there's different factions. I think there's different factions where, like for example, there might be a faction of good cops and there might be a faction of bad cops, and they serve different.
Well, how like Donald Trump, in my view, he's always been a Democrat, still is.
No,
yet he's on the other side playing the role as, you know.
But dude, see, some of these centrist Democrats, to me, bro, they are not really like they like, for example, if a centrist Democrat says, "Hey, don't be racist, don't be misogynistic," and then they're hypocrites, people are going to be pointing out, "Wow, you're a hypocrite." So they think that racism, misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, they think it's all culture war issues when there's systemic shit involved with it. The way it's presented, it's normally the reason why people get sick of it, because they present these issues when they're promoting movies, video games, television shows. It's like, oh, I'm going to argue about the color of...
Yeah, but back to like square one, but like, how is that different than the left? Like, everybody does that.
No, but no. What I'm saying is that the centrist Democrats, I feel they'll self-preserve their message about Donald Trump, saying he's a threat, while looking like hypocrites, right? Because the fundamentals, the Vince McMahons of the world chose Donald Trump to be the fucking anti-establishment fucking guy. They always knew he was gonna fucking win, and I believe the Democrats are in on it with him. They are also centrist. They don't actually want an actual left. They never wanted an actual left.
Here's another question, real quick, before I gotta get Reezy in here.
That's sorry, man.
But, before I had a question. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about now. How about this? Instead of even politics, I'm into other stuff now. I'm into deeper things. Let's have a little quick conspiracy segment where we talk. Let me just give you my framework from what I've been hearing out here from some podcasters and, you know, scientists and book writers and philosophers and things. We talking wrestling, bro? We're not right now. No. See, I know you haven't been around long, but last week I did a whole bit and I said I talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. So, yep.
That's the way honestly. That's the way to do. That's the way you do it. Because here's the thing: when people expect, when people who want to support your show, if they're not happy with one thing you're saying, they kind of hold it over your fucking head. And,
yeah. They tried that for years on Periscope, and I would always yell at people and block. I'd be yelling at my own guests on the show for trying to change the subject of saying, "Oh, all right, back to wrestling or back to this," and I'm like, "Who are you to back into anything?"
Exactly.
You know, you're in my universe right now. Fucking deal with it. If you don't like it, go watch something else. You know, it's like I got 51 people in here. Get like and share and subscribe and retweeting. Go over on YouTube, share this thing out, or don't do it. You know, I don't really care, but I think it does pump the numbers up a little bit every time I scream about this. But like I'm saying, listen, there's a lot of stuff online. If you want 100% wrestling shit, you know, some of it's okay. All right. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here for hours and just talk about wrestling. There's other things more important in the world. Like, how about this? I'm about to hit you with time traveling aliens.
Well, I listen.
No. This is my time. I'm about to ramble right now for a second, and then I got to get Reezy's take, and then you get ready. Just listen to what we got to say, Hanzi. But check this take out I got for you. So, what if I'm considering this right now because it's a pretty good theory. All right, the reason why everything has been the way it is in history and everything like that is because there are time traveling aliens. I'm just giving you the end before I even get into it. All right. That's the big surprise. But the reason you can like think about it this way, aliens could be human beings that are in the future that are traveling back in time because some event happened, something happened that they stopped. And who knows, maybe they've stopped a bunch of nuclear apocalypses already. I don't know, but like, there's stories of the UFOs over military bases and shutting things off, so on and so forth. They've already been here. That's another theory that fits into this. So most UFO sightings are over the ocean. The grays look like underwater creatures, or they could be machines themselves. The Antarctica situation, we got the Antarctic Treaty, which hasn't been broken in like 70-something years. It's believed that there was a civilization there a long, long time ago that could have been started by futuristic humans that went back in time, and they went to Antarctica because, humans didn't even really discover Antarctica until the 1800s. Nobody really even knew it was there. So they probably went back in time, went there, and created a base of like a civilization. And then it's all, I'm telling you, the deeper you go into this shit, things start fitting together in the weirdest way. And then don't forget the newest information of like Elon and Mars and how he's always talking about he wants to go to Mars. And then you find out that there was a book, a science fiction book, 70 years ago or so, where it talks about a guy that runs Mars named Elon. What are the odds of that? And then the Barron Trump book from the 1800s. Just go look into that if you've heard of some of this stuff. But these could just be clues of people going back in time and just leaving little hints, but trying not to fuck up the timeline. But now we're on a different timeline. This shit, it's crazy. I know it sounds very nuts, but you know what? Anything is possible at this point. If we're just spinning on a rock here, flying around a ball of flames, and we're just going to assume we know everything about the galaxy and we don't even know anything about the ocean. It's like, so that's my case to you, just in a nutshell, because I could go for hours on this. But what do you think about that, Reezy? Is there any possibility in your mind that's actually what is happening, and these human futuristic alien beings are trying to nudge us in the right direction?
That could be very possible. That could be very possible. That's the one thing I can say. That could be very possible. But I just think the world we live in isn't what we think it is.
And again, they can't interact with us because maybe it would fuck up a timeline. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah. It's like, that's why they can be seen as like, oh, what's these lights in the sky? And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I believe time travel is real. So, I mean, it's very possible.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? The other thing that makes me think about this is there's some kind of paradoxal theory or some kind of, there's a name for it anyway, but where if we get so technologically advanced with AI, which most likely will be the case, they've been talking about the singularity lately and Elon Musk and all this stuff. If the machines actually get that smart, like in the Avengers, what if like aliens actually show up? Because now this little anthill now has capabilities to maybe sting some of them. You know what I'm saying? And that was the whole thing with Avengers. That's why they showed up, is because Tony Stark and everybody was getting superpowered, and they're like, holy shit, there's all these superpowered beings down here. We got to get rid of them.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. It's real tough because I do believe aliens are real. But I think there's been different breeds and different types of aliens. You hear what I'm saying?
Reptilians.
Yeah, you can say that too.
There's some creepy stories though out there, man.
I think aliens has been here. I just think that humanity is just too dumb. I just don't think they want too much from us.
And how about this little tidbit? And then I'll pass it to Hanzi, get his takes on all this. But remember when the New Jersey stuff was going on a couple months ago, and they were all seeing UFOs and drones and this. Online, it was orbs and UFOs, but on TV, they were just like, nope, it's just a plane, like a drone plane flying really low. And I found that fishy. But the politicians that were going into these meetings, some of them were saying that people were shaking at some of the things that they were showing them. Not necessarily the New Jersey drone meetings, but the disclosure meetings, because what they were being told is like, imagine you go into a meeting and they're like, yeah, there are monsters, quite literally, like monsters that are smarter and better than people, and they kind of have a stranglehold on things, but we can't tell anybody about it or they'll like eat us. Like, because they were saying they were shaking, some of them. So if you want to believe that, I don't necessarily believe that, but hey, that's how that would work. If you showed something that was legit in a government facility to somebody and then they started shaking and freaking out, they believe it.
I think
there's layers to all this. Anybody could.
I think if we were invaded by some type of aliens, I don't think humanity would even know how to fight back or what to do, because I would think they'll be more advanced than us anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we'll get our asses kicked. So I mean,
but in total, Hanzi, I think that's a piece of what's going on, and that's why when you get more initiated, the higher you go, the deeper you go, and usually it's family members, that get to the pinnacle of these things, the people that are actually controlling and running the world. That I think that's kind of when you hit the bottom of the rabbit hole, that you might learn some stuff that like could blow your mind, and that would be it. Not like Xenu and Scientology stuff, but actual real knowledge that maybe was in the libraries of Alexandria or something else. Who knows?
Well, you want my take?
Sure. Just what do you think? You could just say it's nonsense.
No. I don't think it's nonsense. I do. If there's aliens, I feel like people think that aliens haven't fucking shown up yet, and I always believe that like all the stuff that is happening like currently in like the viral moments with the drones, I feel like that's all kind of marketing, but I do believe that aliens have already been here. I just think that people will assume that the aliens look like green creatures, and I do believe they kind of blend in. Like if you're gonna ask me what celebrity I would think is an alien, it's the guys with no nostrils, the Bill Maher. Like if you told me Bill Maher was if Bill Maher was an alien, I would fucking believe it. So like people who look fucking extremely fucking weird are probably people who are like, kind of alien like whatever. But I do think time travel does exist to some extent. I actually think that like maybe multiverses fucking exist. I don't are you a huge guy that analyzes your dreams? Because in the dream world, there's stuff that's going on where maybe because I have sleep apnea and I have a machine where I can now take in all the dreams with all like because when you have sleep apnea and you have a machine, all the air is going in, so now you have no choice but and I feel like our dreams are a test for us in the real world, while there's something going on in the fucking spiritual world, in the dream world, whatever, right? And the stuff that I've seen in the dream world with hidden messages and all that kind of stuff, I do think it plays a fucking part. 'Cause I do think that there's like whenever I go into the dream world, there's one particular like the place that we're all chilling in is all like an underground facility, but it has like
like a boiler room.
No. It's like an underground city where like the world has like the world has turned into chaos. So we have different underground cities where like there's actual shopping mall and actual like little like mini arenas and all that kind of stuff. And things are normally going on around there where I always feel like there's a telltale sign of something going on in there, whatever. It feels like we all, in some way, when we go to sleep, we're all in the kind of the matrix and we're all interacting and all that kind of stuff in the dream world. And then we kind of find our connections in the, somehow, like for example, me and you could have interacted in the dream world before I actually knew who you were. But then something in the real world drew me to you or drew you to me, basically, in that way. I don't think anything is coincidence. I don't think interactions are coincidental in that regard. If that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. I don't necessarily believe in ghosts, but I think people can like be haunted, if that makes sense, like in their head. You know, like, so for example, like a ghost hunter show back in the day, they went to this old lady's house that was, she kept trying to get messages on her recorders, like the little whisper messages. And the more she did it, the more the whispers showed up, and then more things showed up, and things started moving around, and it just kept getting amped up because she's looking for it. So it's like if you put your focus into something, then it like starts to manifest something, but it's not necessarily out here. I think it's happening in here, but it is kind of residually happening on the outside.
I think those reality show stuff, like for example, if like all that stuff like ghost hunters and all that stuff like actually existed, right? Even if it did exist, I feel like they use it in a reality show way where it looks over the top, so nobody believes that this could actually be happening, even though they're showing us that there's some truth to what's happening, even if the reality show you're watching, like Ghost Hunters, is actually all fucking scripted. You know what I mean? So it could, like, it's the same thing with psychics. Like, I do believe that shit and all that shit fucking exists. But people always go, oh, if you're a psychic, why can't you just win $1 million then? But it's like, if you have that gift and you start predicting stuff, right? Like $1 million, the government will be on your fucking ass. They will fucking go, who's this person that won $1 million? Why? You know what I mean? So you can't just all be out there being like, oh, I'm a psychic, I know everything. If you're going to do that, you have to become a pro wrestler in that element and become a gimmick for the social media where people will goof on you, even if you make valid points behind the fucking scenes.
Yep. And just look, everybody, the leaders of the world are all into this stuff, whether you know it or not. Like the Nazis in Nazi Germany were all into the occult and aliens and UFOs. And I think there's connections. There are connections to a lot of this stuff, and they're keeping it from us.
Did you ever watch Twin Peaks?
You know what? I haven't. I should watch that sometime. I was too young at the time to watch it,
Well, okay, so it got so there's 2 seasons, and then a movie came out. The movie is a prequel because the first 2 seasons are about a murder mystery. Mm-hmm. So if you want to watch the prequel, the movie prequel is actually an R-rated movie. The TV series is like what it was on like on network television, right? But like then a 3rd season came out in 2017, and that one was on Showtime, and that was like an R-rated one, mm-hmm. and that basically shows you some elements of time travel. So that's how I kind of think the world is run as well with the Twin Peaks shit. But Yeah. But if you do watch the prequel before you watch the show, the prequel the movie is actually really it sets up what the show is about, because the show is about who murdered this girl. So you find out during the show, but then the prequel came out, but it shows a setup of how the woman was murdered. So if you want to watch it like that, I suggest you watch the prequel movie first.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll check it out sometime. But have you guys heard of the 9/11 Back to the Future deal?
Yeah, I see.
There's a lot of 9/11 stuff in Back to the Future, to the point where it's kind of like it's a lot. It's just a lot.
I mean, Back to the Future. That one, I know what you're talking about. That one, it was kind of like. It's kind of like, on and off, but there's a compilation on YouTube called 9/11 Predictive Programming, and it shows you all the TV shows and movies, because because again, people have their theories on which group was behind 9/11, whatever. But if I believe all these, this is why I don't look at the world as country versus country. I look at it like fundamentalist billionaires from all countries are all aligned together. So if these world events happened, all the fundamentalist billionaires in China, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Israel, all these guys would know.
Don't say Israel on this platform. Can't say that. It's illegal. It's illegal to say that word.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I did say it, but whatever. But so I believe the entertainment institutions, which have ties to the government, I believe that they were predictive because, dude, there's some shows called, I don't know if you ever heard of The Lone Gunman.
I've heard of it, never seen it.
Okay, so that was a show that aired in March of it aired in like January of 2001, and it was one season. It got canceled, but the plot in that episode, they basically do an inside job to go into the fucking towers.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yep. How about a conspiracy theory with Mel Gibson? How about The Matrix has that stuff in it? What else? I mean, we can go on and on with this, but the reason why I bring up the Back to the Future one, it's because it fits with time travel, and it seems to have the most. Like, there's just so much of it on there. Check it out sometime, everybody. Yep, Back to the Future, 9/11.
Well, I mean, yeah, what they're called, yeah, so I've seen that one before. People also use in these conspiracy videos. People also use WWE as one of the examples because one of the planted signs in the crowd says demolition will take down Twin Towers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Terminator 2, same thing. When before the big truck crashes, when it's chasing Schwarzenegger and the kid on the bike, it shows the underpass that he's going to crash into. Says it right there too.
So yeah, I was just thinking about the WWE one. All these conspiracy videos used to be out about WWE and their symbolism of 9/11 and all that kind of shit, whatever. Because that planted sign in the crowd says demolition will destroy the Twin Towers, right?
Yeah, and then the mega powers are gonna take the Twin Towers and they're gonna be crumbling down and all.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I did a whole video on that years ago on WWE and their whole occultic connections and stuff like that. I think it's Freemasonry, and then of course Freemasonry is just on the chain of things. Everybody thinks, oh, Freemasonry, they're running everything. It's like not really. It was kind of like taken over, I believe, a long time ago and fit into the structure of. The pyramid, if you will. But yeah, call in if you want, anybody. We'll talk about anything. I got more wrestling takes. I got all kinds of takes. Like I said, I got all kinds of stuff here. But let's see. Give the conspiracies a rest for a minute. We'll always get back to it. Like I said, I think it's a little more fun talking about interdimensional demons possibly popping up that are like reptilian. And have metallic voices.
Well, dude, back when I was like forcing my, back when I didn't want to believe in anything, and I was and I was trying to be an atheist, and I guess I didn't have any.
Trying.
Well, because I was the thing is I just didn't like the whole religion thing, whatever. So I convinced myself that nothing exists, and I felt because I went to that mentality, I wasn't protected mentally or spiritually. Because one time in 2005, bro, I never really talked about this too much because I didn't want to talk about it because it seems I didn't know how to explain it. But me and my friends went to the top of my street to go and smoke a session or whatever, right?
This is recently, or is this years ago?
2005. And when it was turning 2006. And before, and keep in mind, I didn't smoke the whole fucking day. Before I even took a toke, I saw a demon fly right into me, and all of a sudden, I just rapidly ran. I rapidly went backwards and forwards really quickly. And people looked at me like, "What the fuck is going on?" And I couldn't explain it. They just thought that I just smoked myself stupid, but I wasn't really even fucking stoned at that time. And I never really went about it to explain it because I thought, oh, demons and all that kind of stuff, that doesn't really exist. But I think if you truly don't believe in anything and you let yourself unprotected, you can have those kind of demons fucking invade you, bro.
Mm-hmm. Was it Edge?
Yeah, it was Edge.
There's something to it, I'm sure. I mean, unless you're on some cocktail of meds, No, Hanzi. Crazy people don't know that they're crazy, right?
But I mean, I know I'm not the most mentally fucking stable person, but that felt way too fucking real for me, bro.
Yeah. Have you ever hallucinated ever in your life? Be honest, like Howard Stern would say.
No, I mean, what's it called? If I took shrooms and all that kind of stuff, yeah. But no, I never really hallucinated.
Yeah. Was this weed with like embalming?
No, but no, dude, the thing was, I didn't smoke that entire day. Before I even put the joint in my mouth, the demon fucking. It was before I even.
What did it look like?
What?
Did it have a look?
It looked like a white little squiggly thing going blue, and it just kind of went into me. And then all of a sudden, I went backwards like this, and I went and this is on foot. I went backward like this, forward, backwards, forward, and backwards, and it was all within 1 fucking second. And my friends all looked like, "What the fuck just happened to this guy?" And I just go, I just go, okay, I guess I'm like really stoned from this one hit, I guess.
No mushrooms in it.
No.
Shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you about that one. Listen, I've never seen any ghosts. Nothing spooky has ever happened in my life. I've been around the block a few times. Like, I think about it sometimes like, man, I don't know if I would even be scared or not. You know what I mean? Because when's the last time you ever heard of a ghost killing somebody or whatever? I mean, maybe it does happen and then it just somebody drops dead or whatever. But, you know, until something happens in front of me, it happens to me personally, you know, I can't experience what other bodies are experiencing, right? So I can't tell 100% if, and not saying like you're even not telling the truth. It's like I didn't experience it, so...
Yeah, no, it's weird, man. I have you seen that movie by Jet Li, The One?
Yes.
So I kind of think in my dream world something like that goes on where I'm seeing, because I've seen multiple versions of myself, and multiple versions have fucking died in some way, and I saw that, and I kind of think that different versions of us exist in multiverses. And until all of them are killed, you become the one, I guess.
Were you kung fu fighting in those?
No. I was hanging out with some. One time I remember I was hanging out with a bunch of rappers.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I guess in the dream they were sent by Stern to come and kill me. So I remember them. I remember them shooting me right in my fucking head and I woke up in a cold fucking sweat.
Oh, man.
The other one was me riding a motorcycle, and then I fucking was going super fast, and then I fell off the side, and I fucking flipped and broke my fucking neck. That's another one I remember.
Oh my goodness! So Stern actually got you in one of these realities, possibly, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That evil Howard Stern. I know what he's up to too. He's always acting like he's not Illuminati and stuff like this. I understand that these aren't like necessarily the right terms, but when you would call in and give him the business about it, and he'd be like, "Of course not." And of course, it did sound crazy, Hanzi. You know this. Like when you would call and be like, well, Illuminati, blah blah blah. Like he doesn't care about callers. He doesn't even care about his own staff. You know what I mean? Like,
no. But the thing is, when I called in and that was during my primitive stage of getting into conspiracies, where I didn't even care if I got it out. I was just happy that I was on air,
right?
And you know what I mean. So I know those calls don't represent, because here's the thing, bro. Now I'm at the point where I do believe conspiracies have also been co-opted and marketed as well on the very far right wing. Like guys like Alex Jones, who used to be a little bit truth telling. But then they become they're allowed to do this because they're permitted to exist. Like, how does this guy go into a Bohemian Grove and live to tell about what's going? By the way, you're into conspiracies. Have you seen the compilations online of people thinking that Alex Jones was previously Bill Hicks?
Absolutely. I brought this up a couple weeks ago to Danny in the UK. He couldn't believe it.
I'm
like, yeah, that is a conspiracy.
Yeah, see,
it's a good one too.
Yeah, but dude, as I'm trying to say that these celebrities, bro, they can make it's like The Boys. You can basically make, like, for example, okay, this is how I think the world operates. Okay, if I think the world it's like a mafia world, and people are sex workers, henchmen, like fixers, all that, and then they become public figures, and then their backstory becomes, oh look, did you know that he could possibly be doing this, and he was that back in the day, and it's like that's supposed to be out there, but we pretend to hide it. Like, for example, when they say Obama is not really from the U.S., right? I'm not going at it the racist way that Republicans do, like, oh, a black man could never.
I never thought he was from this country, to be honest.
Well, no, but hold on again. Let me clear before people think that we're going in a racist fucking rant or something like that, because people think that.
Look at us. How could we?
But what I'm saying is, if Obama had a faulty fucking past, I then assume that all the Republicans you see, I believe some of those guys are from Nazi Germany and they have fake fucking pasts as well. I believe some of them are Russian fucking agents. Dude, that guy George Santos, they made a whole storyline of him having 50 gimmick names, and he was a prostitute in Puerto Rico. He was, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying.
You're onto something. Definitely.
So some of these public figures, they all have a mafia fucking past, and then they get promoted on the surface, and then when we find out that they might not have the fucking past that we think they do, we go, oh my god, can you believe it? But it's like, dude, I don't think anyone on the surface has the past they fucking say they do.
Well, that's the thing. Like, people think the mafia just like disappeared, and it kind of has, and it's because they've gotten into the IRS and politics and you name it. So you're literally paying them taxes. Like, that's kind of how it works, you know?
Yeah. So that's the way I kind of see the world. By the way, you know what? The one dream that made me think that there was something fucked up going on, because I never used to question dreams at all. I used to be like,
one of me in a hot tub.
No. It was in 2010, and the world in this dream world, the world was like in a dystopian future, and everything was chaotic. And this is in 2010 when Dick Cheney was still fucking, when Dick Cheney was still kind of in the media discourse and all that kind of shit. But in this dream, I saw Dick Cheney riding an elephant, and there was wings on the elephant. So he was trampling on people by crushing them. And I woke up and I'm like, can this happen in real life? And I was questioning this for a long fucking time, bro.
I'll tell you, no. It can't happen. Maybe in another realm or something, if that exists. But definitely not here in this world. Never seen one of those elephants with wings getting crushed by Dick Cheney.
Yeah,
Dick Cheney is like a hero of the left now. Didn't you know that during like the campaign?
Dude, see, you're falling. See, you're falling for that.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying what's out there. I don't necessarily believe anything I'm saying.
No. Okay, no. Fair enough. I'm sorry for projecting onto you, but see, this is why they don't want you to actually vote for like they'll make it seem like they want you to vote for liberals, but they knew embracing Dick Cheney would make people who are left-leaning going, why am I gonna fucking vote for this fucking party? It's like they gave you no fucking choice. So that's why I'm saying, that's why I say, dude, these centrist not all of them, the centrist Democrats, the high players, they're not really fucking liberal. They just do that out of necessity to appease other, like, in order
I see everything. But honestly, I know you're from a different country, quite literally, but like over here, I live in a very liberal area, and I'm telling you, these people they're not good. They're not good for our country. Like, there's just no way.
What do you mean, regular people, or
I'm talking about the Democratic Party, and I don't even like the Republicans. Like I said, I don't vote. I don't deal with any of these people. I keep my ears open, my eyes open. I don't trust any of these people. I know the Democrats, and I'm telling you, they stink.
I agree with what you're saying in that manner. But what I'm trying to saying is that these centrist Democrats, they aren't really like actually liberal. Like they might appease liberal people who are regular people to make it seem like they're representing for different communities and all that kind of stuff, but they use it for their own corporate advantage. While like they made it so impossible with cancel culture that I feel like it's a marketing tool to push you more to the fucking right. That's why the right wing are the only people that can talk about conspiracies, because nobody on the left wants to act like conspiracies exist. And that's how the right wing fucking wins the narrative, because people are conspiratorial by nature. They don't trust the world that they're fucking in. But because the right wing are the only ones that are embracing conspiracy, even though they project, like they want the Epstein files released, and they don't believe that Trump would be on the fucking file.
Yeah, a guy that had teen Miss USA pageants. That's not fishy, right? I'm sure everybody would be up my ass if I had a whole bunch of money and I was running teen USA pageants. Like,
exactly. See, so while I'm not on the right wing level, I also don't consider myself what the centrist Democrats are, because I believe that these centrist Democrats, I don't think these people actually wanted Trump to lose. I think they knew that they were hypocrites. Because if you point out that Donald Trump is causing all these fucking wars or doing fucked up shit, everyone can always go, well, under Obama, you did this. Under Bill Clinton, you did this. It becomes a game of naming people hypocrisies while they kind of are ringing down. And as a wrestling fan, if you're a wrestling fan, you guys should recognize this, because I see how they market the anti-establishment fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm waiting for Netanyahu and Donald Trump to be shaking hands like Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 17. That's the way I look at it.
But also, I mean, I can believe some things are real, of course. I don't think everything that's happening is a work, but I think it's set up so that no matter what, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. Everything's compartmentalized, and the people play their roles out, right? But I'm telling you.
I compare to this. It's like pro wrestling, but there's real life consequences and real life people getting fucking hurt. You know what I mean? But I do think that if you are, like, for example, initiations don't only just have to be someone doing fucked up shit. Like, for example, if every wrestler in the machine has to take some physical and mental fucking abuse, like what CM Punk went through, that was like his initiation. But within the context of real life, we have to act like, oh, WWE did this specifically to CM Punk with the Z packs and all that kind of stuff. But CM Punk probably knew he had to take that kind of abuse before you become stronger mentally and physically down the line, basically. But what I'm saying is they make you go through the stuff, but then they market it in a storyline way for the entertainment dollar and the tabloids and all that.
Right. I don't think that, like in that example, I don't think that they were doing that stuff to CM Punk for one reason or another, for a reason of future thought of turning it into storylines. I think it's just they use what's there, you know. What was a great quote by one of the Democrat? A good tragedy can't go to waste type deal. Like, I think that's how they look at all this.
But okay, here's an example. If I believe that, like, okay, WWE's already, like, been exposed for sex trafficking and all that, right? If I believe, like, an institution,
but is it really sex trafficking in the way everybody thinks about it? Like, isn't it a traveling circus?
No, that's my point, though. It makes it seem like it wasn't that. It made, I don't know. The details are horrible, but even that has become, like, for example, you
think the wrestlers would be on with that, though? Like, I think a lot of them would be. Well, I mean, maybe the old school wrestlers, but these new ones or anything in the past 20 years, I don't think any of them would be with it.
But dude, it's like a mafia. You can't admit to this shit, bro. Like okay, just follow my train of thought. I know I'm rambling. I promise I'll try to bring it back home and all that kind of stuff. If I believe that these institutions, right, they started off doing like whatever Vince McMahon was doing in the 80s. He was able to get away with it while it became a news story, but he got away with it and was able to become fucking bigger, right? And so when these guys become when these guys leave the system, like a Howard Stern leaving terrestrial radio, or the symbolism of Vince McMahon killing off his Mr. McMahon character, right? I felt like they were creating a new network where younger generations didn't have to go through what the older generations did. But now it feels like they've recreated new trauma for the new generations. So they tie it back to the old. Because even if Vince McMahon's guilty of all this shit, he's going to be let go. He's not going to do jail time. Trump will let him fucking out. They're buddies. Trump will fucking definitely let him fucking slide. That's why I say even these exploitations of what's going on is designed for storyline reasons in the real life discourse of the entertainment dollar. And that goes on for all these fucking NFL, NBA, the NBA even, Hollywood in general. So that's what I'm trying to say, that they're like P. Diddy. What's it called? People could have spoken out a long time ago, right?
When they did.
He's not going to do any fucking time either. They're making mad document. And by the way,
I think he's technically in jail right now, though.
But he'll definitely. Bill Cosby got out. He'll definitely fucking get out. You know what I mean? But by the way, I also think that because like when you make money off of the discourse, let's say they did a bunch of documentaries on Diddy. And then Diddy goes, oh, I'm going to sue these documentaries. And then these documentaries have to give the Peacock and all of them have to give Diddy money. It's kind of like money laundering of, here, this is your payment for making your scandal a fucking entertainment dollar tabloid storyline that we've all profited off of. So that's what I'm trying to say, is that these things are fucking real, but they market they like, for example, if the stuff like right now, the stuff that I've been through mentally that I can't prove because no one gives a shit about what I've been through, right? When it comes time for Howard Stern to possibly be exposed, I know that I'm getting the fucking call from tabloids to ask me, oh, what did your experience go through with them? Because they'll market. So what I went through is real. It's not convenient to acknowledge right now. When they make a Netflix documentary about what I've been through, then people are gonna fucking start believing it, even if it has to be limited. So that's why I look at The View a little bit differently than everyone else. I'm not saying that I'm right, and I'm sorry for rambling on. No, but
I think you're onto something, but I think there's too much tied in. Like, like the meme of, Always Sunny with the guy with the board with everything going at each other, connecting the dots and everything. I don't think everything's connected like that. I think a lot of it's chaos, but it's controlled chaos by a handful of few that actually know what's going on and what's happening and what's, do you know what I'm saying? So like when things are occurring, like an injury or this or that, and how it's handled by the companies, I don't think there's any mindset where they're thinking about the future and what they can use this for. Or CM Punk couldn't throw his weight around 10 years ago, but he can now. And it seems more like for obvious reasons, because that's kind of how things work in the world. The more you're around, the more money you can make for a company, the more they're going to allow you to be free of their foot on your neck, so to speak. So,
okay, well, I mean, listen, we aren't totally in disagreement, but
right. I do disagree with the overall theme of what you're saying, like you said with Howard Stern, because I think there's a lot of smoke there, and where there's smoke, there's fire, and people I just don't think they catch on. And it's like people aren't just given $500 million deals. It doesn't work like that.
No. I understand what you're saying. Oh, what I'm saying is that even if you're a small cog and a handful of people fucking know, you'll eventually get brought in after they already decided themselves that they're going to pick you to traumatize. And I do think, dude, see, you're kind of, like in some way, you're kind of like undercutting it, that they don't look at the overall fucking, if you think time travel exists, then these guys would definitely fucking know that what you can make.
Well, these guys, I don't think anybody in this realm, especially pro wrestling or even corporate realm, I think there are levels to this. And I think the time travel level, if even real, it's up there with the aliens. It's up there with the AI, like super gods that they're literally trying to create. So I think that's where it ties in, but I think that's way above my pay grade, and even like a Elon Musk. That's why he's out there going, well, this could happen, that could, we don't know, because like he may have a ton of money and be technically like a tech oligarch, but I don't think he's not the end of the line, because the end of the line would never be on TV.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, he's definitely he's not the end of the line. But he's the thing is that people don't see. This is the problem with how people didn't take from the beginning. I said from the beginning that people are dumbing down the MAGA people all the fucking time. They're dumbing them down, and people think because these guys act incompetent, like it isn't designed to be incompetent. Like if the fundamentalist billionaires control shit and they've been going in a direction where fascism is supposed to take over, they used fucking sports entertainment comedy with Trump being a dumbed down fucking guy to get you there. So you don't think that these guys know what they're fucking doing. I think that is also why people don't think that these guys think on another level. Because if the plan is to fucking destruct everything, then these guys know exactly what they're fucking doing.
The media has been painting out Trump to be the Antichrist for literally like 30 years.
But they do that because they know that they're discredited. They knew in the 2010s there was a rise of alt media that made their whole personalities. Well, you won't see this on mainstream media. You won't see this, and mainstream media knows that they're fucking hypocrites. So they know that putting it out there because dude, in the future, you look back at the history books. People in the future are going to be like, wow, the mainstream media actually did point Trump out being a monster and is going to be Adolf Hitler. How come people didn't see it coming? Because when they were doing it, they're not credible to a lot of us. Although after the war on terror, a lot of people were disillusioned by mainstream U.S. media that we didn't want to trust anything that they fucking said. That's why people don't fucking seem to care that Putin is just as fucking bad. Because if the U.S. is telling you, hey, that foreign leader is a bad fucking person, you're going to be like, well, who are you to talk? You guys have done horrible things all over the place. So why shouldn't I like Putin? But
there's no way you believe in any TV news, right? Fox, CNN, any of it.
Well, no,
it's ridiculous.
No. But what I'm saying is they will self-preserve certain truths while right now they're at their most at the lowest of being credible to people. They're not credible to people, so they can actually do an overall truth. But
right.
because the alt media is also fucking funded by fucking billionaires and all that. But people don't think that because it's on the internet, and people don't think the internet is people think the internet is where all the truth is, and that's. I'm not saying the mainstream media is.
You got to dig to find it on the internet, but there's 100% zero on TV. Like that's been taken over long ago. That's why anything that comes from TV, it's what they want you to think. That's why they tell you anything.
But dude, all I see about mainstream media are all internet narratives. Like when people go, "Oh, the mainstream media is not covering this," then dude, why are you showing me a mainstream media outlet covering the fucking news? I'm not saying trust the mainstream media. All I'm saying is people don't think that billionaires have been funding counter narratives that are just as limited online. They make it seem like
100%.
You know.
Yeah. But like I said, when you're online, you got to dig, and then you got to use a lot of discernment, you know, and not get caught in traps and cults. Basically, that's my biggest enemy in all of the world. Are that cult mentality. And
everything with every faction has a fucking cult. Whether it's a celebrity, whether it's a religion, whether it's like that's what I'm saying, man. They've turned like, dude. This is why people don't take quote unquote wokeness seriously, because in the 2010s, all they were using it for was to basically go to basically do product placement for movies and television. We only discussed wokeness. Oh, is this character too woke? Is it too regressive? And then people don't want to fucking tune in because or don't really want to give a shit because they think it's all fucking forced. They made these issues seem like they're not important systemically because we promote. Oh my God, can this video game streamer is he gonna be okay because he can't handle that Laura Croft's fucking skin tone tone is a little bit fucking darker than the original one.
The funny thing about wokeness, I remember it first coming around literally 2008. I was hip. I was keeping my eyes on everything ever since like 2004, really. And the thing that woke me up was 9/11. That just went. I was like,
I think I woke up everybody.
The official story didn't fit, and I was like, I gotta. What the hell is going on? And then I looked into the music business and so on and so forth, and I started really seeing some crazy shit. And then I was like, I gotta find out more about this stuff. But the word wokeness came around when Barack was running for president. And I thought it was funny because it was such a conspiracy term in the early 2000s to always be like, wake up, you know, like that Rage Against the Machine song. Wake up. What the hell? Why can't anybody see this? You know what I mean? And I think it was a play off of that. It's like, I'm woke. I'm awake. I see the problem. You know what I mean? And then, yep, like it went into the teens. It got co-opted by a bunch of different groups. And it literally got taken from the conspiracy realm before that, called woke, and then put onto everything that was gay and BLM like and all that stuff. And that became what was woke. Not like you're aware that.
Well, no. See, being aware of systemic issues that involving black people, brown people, gay people, you know, wherever you're from. There's nothing wrong with that. They limited the conversation to make it seem like, oh my God, that guy, that character in the movie that you liked, he was a problematic guy. Let's cancel that movie. So when you're a regular normie that's seeing these topics being discussed, and they're being discussed in like, oh, you better not watch Fight Club anymore because that was whatever, right? People are not going to care about these issues. So I don't think the actual Black Lives Matter, LGBTQ and all that, I don't think like those at their core are bad things to be aware about of like the oppression and all that kind of stuff. I just think in the 2010s, it got co-opted with a billion. Dude, some of these.
LeBron James is out here saying all the blacks are being killed by white police officers. That's all that's going on. And then I look at reality, and I'm like, hey, you know, there's an awful lot of black people killing each other. You know, and then you bring that up, and it's like you're racist.
No. See, you're getting mixed up with what I'm trying to fucking. I'm not co-opting this. But hold on a second. Let me explain that. What's it called? See, LeBron is pointing that out because it does fucking happen. But my point of view is, even if there's black on black crime or cop on regular civilian crime and all that, to me, those are. To me, in order to make you fear-mongering about crime, there'll be people don't think that billionaires can put money on the fucking street and fund fucking chaos and basically make you if you see non-stop viral videos of black people robbing chain stores, you're like, oh my God, you see, crime is getting
all on Anthony Cumia's Twitter, by the way.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, bro. What's it called? Like, dude, there are like just because.
Oh yeah, but you know what? Have you ever heard of Daniel Shaver?
Hold on a second. I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But I just want to clarify. I don't want to downplay cops that are murdering people because that has
for everybody. That's my point.
Yeah. Okay. No. But okay. Fine. But what I don't understand, right? Whenever people point out that cops murder black people, and then white people who defend the cops, they'll go, well, cops, they murder white people too. So shouldn't you be on our fucking side then? Wouldn't you be on our side about cops murdering people? Like, wouldn't that be an agreement? So why would people use cops murdering white people to counter cops murdering black people when you should be on our side? Then wouldn't that be that you should be alarmed that cops are killing people in general then?
Right. But the thing is, because the race is put into it, then everybody gets fucking stupid, you know? Like, to me, I'm above all this. I'm black, I'm white, I don't have a political affiliation, I could give a fuck. It's just I see the world burning around me, and I see people fighting with each other while the grandmaster players are sitting above everybody just going, we got him again. Like, they're not even looking.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, they make it look ridiculous. But the thing is, there's a lot of black people that are in jail that have not done like as big of a crime that has gone. So like that shit, I just don't want to downplay that because bad faith politicians will gimmick it up, or bad faith celebrities will bring attention to it. Like
something to it, but let's say we shouldn't be burning down cities over it because that doesn't help a cause.
Okay, so do you actually
doesn't help a cause?
So hold on a second. What's it called? There was regular people protesting. If they see chaos going on in the streets, of course, some regular people will join in. Do you actually think that like the conservative delegation and the conservative delegations can have black, brown, gay, like you can have the tokens? I personally believe the conservatives wanted the fucking chaos to go on so so regular people like yourself will go, wow.
That's why they allowed like Trump just allowed whatever that block was in Oregon to exist, like the Chaz. Like imagine allowing that to exist in America, like you know what I mean?
So what I'm saying is that the reason why they let the fucking cities quote unquote burn, like you're saying, was for the purpose of making you think that black people are getting too fucking extreme. That's what I'm trying to point. They're manipulating you. You see again, some of these viral
it was mostly white people. I've been seeing doing a lot of stuff, and it wasn't just necessarily all black people, but they were looting. I did see that.
No, but what I'm saying is these things are fucking, these billionaires have, like if the right wing always thinks that George Soros is behind protest, right? Why can't I think that billionaires like Trump and Elon Musk are also funding chaos in the street? So it makes regular people go, oh shit, there's a real crime and burning going on.
Problem, reaction, solution.
It was supposed to make people go, oh shit, I'm as liberal as they come, but this is out of control. It's designed to keep fear mongering about shit. That's why when it
like
comes
Charlottesville,
when it comes to public figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they talk about fucking racism, they will generalize white people. And the reason why I don't like that, like it's not systemically going to oppress white people by me generalizing white people. But what it will do is if you're a regular white dude that has nothing to do with what other white people at the top are doing, you're going to be like, wow, I'm being blamed for something. And that's when the fucking white supremacists then lure those people in and going, you see, these black and brown people are never going to like you or respect you. You might as well just join our side. So that's why I don't like the generalizations. Like, if you want to say the white supremacist system and all that kind, like all those Karen videos in the 2010s, half of those were designed for social media discourse. That's why I'm saying you can't trust some of these viral videos because they're also funded by fucking billionaires that manufacture consent for all of us.
All right, give me a take on this. Why are you concerned with American politics?
Well, I've been pointing out for the longest time that there's going to be a one world government where we're all going to be under the same fucking roof. And with Donald Trump threatening Mexico and Canada, it pretty much But by the way, you can pretend that
you want to be a part of the greatest country ever invented in the world?
Country ever. Okay,
you want to be the 51st?
No, I'm sorry, bro.
You don't want to be a part of us?
I rather have I don't want a one world government. And by the way, this is where this Kendrick and Drake stuff also, because the politicians are funding, the billionaires are funding discourse.
Oh, that's total horseshit. Yep. Get into that. Go ahead.
No. What I'm saying is, even though we're talking about, who's more authentic to the culture, Drake or Kendrick, the overlying issue is they're making it Canada versus America, even with that, because even when the fires were happening, all the bad faith Drake supporters who are characters online, they were cheering on the fires in LA because they go, that's what you get for Kendrick beating our GOAT. So they're using Kendrick and Drake to basically help manufacture consent for Canada versus America, to get people's minds into that mindset.
So stupid. And Canada doesn't have a shot. Like, let's be real about this. Come on. Come on. It's never going to come down to military anything. With you guys being right next door too, we're not going to fuck up our own continent. You know what I mean? I think that they're actually trying to do what you're saying, and I think that's insane to like even
Yeah,
wanna go that far with a rap beef.
No. What I'm saying is, but look how much money this fucking beef has generated. I'm not talking about just with hip hop. I'm talking about entertainment in general, comedy, wrestling, hip hop. All of that kind of fits in to help manufacture, because people who don't see themselves as political people, they're consuming entertainment where the politics has already been injected in there without you knowing it. So without you even realizing that you have a political opinion, you don't know that because you're watching the entertainment world, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm trying to fucking. I don't know if you're following what I'm saying.
I do. I think there's a lot of layers to the Drake Kendrick thing. I mean, the bottom line is it's money, and the rap industry's been doing this for years. I even had I talked to somebody on X recently, and they're just basically like, yeah, so you mean to tell me that Kendrick is just calling him a pedo and all this stuff? And they had a meeting, and they're like, yep, you can do that and go, make these songs about me, whatever. And I'm like, essentially, yes, Well,
yeah,
it wasn't like they had a meeting like that, and he's like, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to do this. It was just an agreement. You're going to say wild shit about me. I'm going to say wild shit about you. And we're just gonna rake in the money, and then you can go play the Super Bowl, and
Just look, dude. Just look at how the beef when the tracks came out, right? You remember when the tracks all came out that one weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Look. Do you find it coincidental that they all had tracks ready? Like, Kendrick has an agent in Drake's camp. It's like, no, it's a work, and that's why they had all these songs fucking ready to come out during that fucking entire weekend, basically.
Yeah, and the way J. Cole was trying to get in there, and I'm not even like hip to any of this stuff. It's just it's in and around me so much that I kind of know what's going on, but I could care less. I've never really listened to a Kendrick Lamar or a Drake song in my life, because I pretty much gave up. Man. I gave up on hip hop once Lil Wayne and T.I. started getting famous, and with the songs I was hearing out of them, I'm like, I've aged out of this.
Do you mean the radio? Because sometimes people confuse the radio single that they might not like. But when they have their actual, because Lil Wayne is actually he's one of my favorite actual technical lyrical fucking guys.
That's what it sounds like to me.
No, but just
like, what the fuck is he saying? How is he lyrical if I don't understand?
Dude, you sound like Howard Stern in the 90s, not understanding hip hop, bro.
I love hip hop. I grew up on hip hop. I grew up on the Fat Boys, Houdini, Run DMC, Beastie Boys, and then the Golden Age. Biggie and Pac, of course, all the East Coast hardcore stuff, the blase, Cool G rap. Like, I can go on forever.
Yeah,
it was my shit.
But dude, there's subgenres, and it's like a language. Like, dude, there's a lot of good music right now, and just because like people don't like the way it's put out they all
do the same thing. Everybody's been doing they all rap the same. They all the same beats.
You don't follow it enough then if you think it's the same thing, because
there are some that do it well. I'm not saying all is bad, but Drake's terrible. Like he sounds like a nerd.
So I'll compare it to wrestling. Drake is like a sports entertainer, and people genuinely hate sports entertainment. They want like the wrestling, right? Yeah. So the lyrics.
He's mall music, like Mos Def said. It's like he's shopping music.
But dude, when Drake is like John Cena. When John Cena can wrestle, he'll wrestle, right? But
Cena's better than Drake. How about that for a hot take?
Hold on. I'm comparing because when Drake became the number one guy, people thought that the hip hop product on a mainstream level wasn't the best as it could be.
Oh, it was all-time low. I mean, you got the Nickelodeon kid.
I would say all-time low. But hold on. So when John Cena was on top, when John Cena was doing stuff like, oh, JBL is poopy, people thought, wow, John Cena is really fucking horrible. So that's why I'm trying to compare John Cena and Drake, because they were both on top when their fucking art forms weren't at the top of their fucking game. Basically, they kept it afloat. But when John Cena wants to fucking actually do compelling shit, or he becomes or he becomes like a decent wrestler in a match with like a Kevin Owens or AJ Styles. That's what I'm trying to say, that when Drake wants to do some fucking technical lyrical stuff, he can actually fucking do it. He's like, he can be Hulk Hogan in New Japan wrestling the Great Muta. You know what I mean?
His voice
like,
stinks.
What?
His voice is terrible. You know who else he sounds like? He kind of sounds like that Kanye West. Kanye West should not be rapping. He's got a fucking terrible, great producer. Can't rap worth
He
a
hasn't been,
shit.
I'm not really into Kanye West lately anyway.
Just, I get it. I'm old, right? But, you know, once... It's just not cool. I don't understand how the kids think this stuff is cool. Like when I was a kid and into hip hop, we would never be like, a kid from Nickelodeon is your best rapper.
Okay, see,
Okay.
hold on. See, this is why I think the people put the fucking past on a pedestal, because guess what? Every single fucking person that made it big in the entertainment, whether they were credible or not to the underground type, they were all compromised from the beginning, bro. They all end up
His
becoming.
style is just not, it's not for me. It's more for girls, and that's why he's the number one rapper, because women like Drake. He looks good. He makes R&B type shit.
It's the same argument that people gave LL Cool J back then when he feuded with Cannabis.
Yeah, so it blows my mind that a new type of LL Cool J at the end of his the beginning of his career, LL Cool J was like,
but still, But dude, I still respect LL Cool J when he was catering to women as well. I don't see why that's a bad fucking thing to cater to fucking women.
Because women, the stuff that they're into fucking sucks.
It's the shit.
Women are not cool. Have you ever noticed this, Andy? Women are not cool at all.
Hold on. But the thing is, just because there's some songs that cater to women, that doesn't mean that they aren't doing songs that cater to the fucking men as well. You just want to all cater towards you. Just because they're not 100% catering to you 100% of the time, that does not mean that they're not making good music. I hate that fucking argument.
I'm not hating on it because I know where the money is. Big Daddy Kane started doing it.
I've argued with people about this kind of style. I hate this whole dismissive thing about, I'm just going to generalize the newer type of rap, when there's still some of that older boom bap stuff existing.
There is. West Side Gun. I love all them dudes that from Buffalo.
But you see, but West Side Gun, he puts way too much out where it doesn't stand out as much, whatever.
That's true. I mean? That is true. Like it's almost like less will be more. Kind of like what I've been doing with this podcast.
See, that's why. So if I could compare it to wrestling, whenever you have an artist like West Side Gun or the mixtape era putting out fucking nonstop fucking albums during the mixtape era, those are like Raw and SmackDown episodes, right? And then the part-timers like Drake and Kendrick, they will put out an album that is called the pay-per-view, basically. But what's it called? Like 50 Cent was like an Attitude Era rapper, because a lot of his stuff was all mixtapes, and his albums, some people don't consider them the best because like he put out so many fucking mixtapes. It's like seeing Rock and Triple H on Monday Night Raw wrestling over and over again. And then what's it called? And then when you see them on pay-per-view, you're like, well, what's the big deal about them being on pay-per-view? I see these guys wrestle on Raw and SmackDown every fucking week in the year 2000.
I'll tell you, it's just the main issue with rap is really from old to new. Back in the day, nobody would ever be a crab rapper. Nobody would ever try to sound like somebody else. Everybody had their own signature sound.
Okay.
Nobody's got signature sounds anymore. Everybody sounds the same.
See, you're only listening to them. You're only listening to them. You're only listening to what's on the mainstream. You're probably listening to just mainstream singles. You're not
West Side Gun has his own sound. When you even hear a West Side Gun beat, you're like, that's him.
Yeah, okay, but see, that can exist, but I don't understand why people just hate that people have different fucking styles, man. You're supposed to be versatile. I'm not saying that I'm against regional sound and all that kind of stuff. I understand that. There should be regional sound to some degree, but I understand why people just want to keep shit
because
limited.
It's like, if you're a burger connoisseur, do you want McDonald's every day? Of course not. You know about burgers. You know all about the burger, and now you're gonna go eat McDonald's every day.
But it seems like you're just generalizing and making it seem like it's all McDonald's when there's more. But see, this is how I know you're. Then, dude, you say you're not really a hip hop fan anymore. Then you act okay. So then why don't you listen to Kendrick though? Kendrick just does. He just had a regional sound.
I'll tell you why. Again, I think I've aged out. I'm not going to listen to somebody younger than me explain shit.
But dude, you're complaining about but dude, you're complaining about stuff not sounding like it used to. I'm pointing out that Kendrick Lamar's music,
I'm sure probably I bet you if I listened to it, I would probably like it a lot more than most of the other stuff that's being pushed. But again, am I thinking that he's going to be some revolutionary that's doing the halftime show or anything like there's a lot of people like that.
Oh no, but no. Okay, so I'm a Kendrick fan. I'm not a Kendrick stan in that. I think that what he's doing right now is something that's going to be genuine. He's just like every other celebrity. He's a fundamentalist, and he wants to be a cult leader, just like Drake is, and all that kind of stuff. But dude, it just when I talk about hip hop, it bothers me. I can't talk about because people only just have these limited arguments of it was better back in my day type of argument. There was a lot of shit back in the 90s.
There was a lot of bad shit back then too, but it was almost. It's just It's tough, man. Like I think that the filter, even online, has created the Drakes of the world, and I just point him out because he's the biggest thing. My own nephew told me, he's like, we're talking about the Super Bowl. This is even before this year's, and talking about Michael Jackson being in the Super Bowl and Prince and blah blah blah, and he's sitting there and he's like, and then we're like, who do you think would be from your generation would be in there? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, would Drake be in there? And he's like, Drake's too big for the Super Bowl. And I'm like, the fuck you? Drake's too big for the Super Bowl? That's how a lot of these kids think.
But I mean, in some ways, he's not bigger than the Super Bowl. But the thing is, Drake has become larger than fucking life. You know what I mean?
Why? He stinks.
see, that's how I know that you haven't really listened.
He's got a bad voice when he raps. I don't know what it is about his voice. I think he sounds like a nerd. I have heard some songs. Okay.
I'll say this.
The bottom.
If you want to hear, I think Drake's best rapping album, in my personal opinion, is his 2013 album. Nothing Was the Same. That one I thought he did a good job fucking rapping on for the style that he has. But also, dude, I'm looking at pro wrestling. Drake was chosen to be Drake is basically.
In my opinion.
Well, everyone's an industry
plant. Who can't do what he does?
No. What I'm saying is everyone's an industry plant. If Drake was supposed to be this lyrical miracle boom bap guy, they would have marketed him. Drake's marketing was always for him to be the fucking villain. He's supposed to be in the Hulk Hogan position where people like him.
I get you.
I mean, please, if you actually heard him actually rap, he can be a rapper. Is what I'm trying to say. And by the way,
especially in this day and age.
And no. And by the way, when you guys say that Drake, pop star is popular music, hip hop is popular. So there's nothing wrong with being fucking pop music. And yes, Sleaze, Drake can actually fucking rap. I'm not taking his side or anything like that, but what I'm saying is I literally heard this guy actually, he's good at actually rapping when he needs to.
He better be. He's been doing it for 20 years, apparently. But, it's just, to me, he's just a media creation.
These conversations with hip hop is very limited because it's like a pro wrestling conversation. What I'm trying to say is if you're a pro wrestling fan, you should understand this comparison and you should be able to see the overview of what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is Drake is like the John Cena and Hulk Hogan, where they might not be the best at their fucking field, but they'll be propped up and they do their job. And it means it when they get dethroned, it means a lot fucking more when they get beat. That's why right now, it
mean nothing to me. That's why all this hoopla over Kendrick Lamar and Drake, I just sit back and I laugh. I'm like, I
know, but dude, you're also a wrestling fan, so how can you really laugh at other people getting? You know what I mean?
Because they tell me online, they scream at me and they're act like I'm an idiot because I think it's fake, and they're like, of course it's fake. This is industry manufactured. Like I said, after 9/11, the first thing I looked into was the music. I'm like, if this is crazy and I can't understand this,
but you're also Yeah, but you're also looking at limit. Like, dude, some of the information you're looking at is also put out there in limited fucking ways. You know what I mean? Like,
I've gotten old enough. I understand how the business works, and I think, like you said before, there's a lot of fixers and handlers and things going on behind the scenes that we aren't privy to, and you just have to assume that this is going on and that they're propping up other people that may not even be as good because of the branding. LeBron James, Drake, a lot of the industry leaders of any type of entertainment or art that's going on right now is even science is propped up by like the establishment and the governments and like money people and mafias and it's all horse shit.
No, so here's the thing, bro. What they're calling like all you guys are entitled to your opinion. About whether you like the music or not. I just find that whenever I discuss like these, like when it comes with like the limitation of like, oh, music's not good anymore. There's a lot of good fucking music that's out there. It might not be super mainstream, but you gotta know where to fucking find it.
The internet gave everybody a chance to put their album out. Just like me, with several people on my Spotify. Go check it out. I even have an album out, but I'm not rapping on it, and I could, I guess. But I mean, what's the point? Especially in this day and age, I wouldn't sound like anybody else, so I wouldn't get any push anyway.
I don't know. I would expect you to see the bigger picture by comparing the pro wrestling element to what the music is. Because if you compare, because again, you're baffled by my John Cena and Drake comparison. But
no, I get it. I totally get it. I know that they're the biggest things in the world right now, and they're being pushed.
But
rockets are on their backs. They're going to the moon.
So if I'm not engaging in this, if I'm not being a blind fan of Drake or Kendrick, and I'm judging it like pro wrestling, I have to say, as a fucking heel, Drake is doing his best work as a fucking chicken shit fucking heel, suing Kendrick, also talking shit. Like he's on commentary talking shit about DeMar DeRozan and talking about how he wants to rip his Raptor from the jerseys. Like right now, Drake is doing the best heel character work that he's done in a long time. People think that, oh, Drake is taking L's. Yeah, dude, he knows he's taking L's. He's passed the torch to Kendrick. Kendrick beat him.
I feel like all this hip hop in general has been feminized. Have you heard these teenagers online? They go through every word with a fine-tooth comb, and they're like, "This means this," and then they start making shit up, and they're like, "That actually means this," and it's like, no, it doesn't.
See, dude, you say that you're not you say you're not aligned politically, but then you're doing right-wing talking points.
Am I? Because I don't read anything that has to do with any of this. This is all coming straight from here.
But okay, so what if things were feminized? What does it fucking matter if things were a little bit feminized?
Because again, females aren't funny. They're not cool.
Fuck off, dude.
They're not cool. They're not funny.
Dude, what is this? Dude, honestly, there's a million people doing this act. What they're called? I know you'll probably get a big deal for doing stupid shit like that.
Good.
I don't entertain that bullshit. I'm not saying women are. I'm not saying this is not me going. My God, how dare you make fun of women and women are all perfect. I understand that. You
take that side. Be the white knight, Hanzi. You'll get some.
I'm not being the white knight. See the fact. I love how you think that I'm being the white knight, and you don't think that you're doing another boring Republican talking point. Oh my God, I'm gonna do it in women are not funny. Yeah, I go to comedy shows all the time.
All right, well, you didn't go off on me when I said they weren't cool, so you can go with that, right?
Well, no, some of them are fucking. Here's the thing, bro. I don't want to take. I don't have skin in the game. I don't get fucking laid. I'm too fucking old. I'm almost gonna fucking die. I don't want to become one of these reactionaries that become a no ma'am Al Bundy type. Oh my God,
I'm already there.
I'm gonna make my personality. Oh, a woman hurt me, so now I'm gonna become a men's right activist. Fuck off, dude. When you say shit like that about about the feminizing thing, what's it called? If you're gonna make a point that corporations will do fucked up shit to make people be what their token is, like a token gay guy and all that kind of stuff. I'm not losing it. I know a bunch of you in the audience fucking are mostly leaning conservative, and you.
I'm not conservative though.
But
I think for myself.
You deny that, but then you also do right-wing talking points, though, bro. Like without you realizing it.
Maybe
like,
Maybe they need to, shell out some cash money. Maybe give us some. I need some Epstein files over here. I can dance with or something.
I mean, I'm just saying. I hate that bullshit where and again, it comes from a lot of like no offense, a lot of you online wrestling dudes. Like a lot.
I thought you were gonna say you black people. I was gonna get really offended.
No. I was gonna say a lot of you online dudes, a lot of you what they call love to amplify the you'll downplay what women go through because there might be asshole women out there that exist, and but you use that full example to then generalize all fucking women, and I don't call.
I'm goofing. There are some. Joan Rivers was funny. She might have been the last one. Her grum there. No, some of them are. Okay, I'll take it back. Some women are funny. I was kind of saying it as a goofing to get people mad and
Okay, fine.
But they're still not cool. I'm not. I will die on that hill.
Okay, dude. by that example, right? If I come into a territory and I see a bunch of guys who do streaming that are not the funniest fucking people and they all fucking suck, do I then go, oh, I guess that means all men are not funny at all? Like, do you know how stupid that fucking
I've been around for a while, Hanzi. There's been literally, I can almost think on a handful of times that a woman has made me genuinely belly laugh. I mean that
you had this old school mentality of it was better back in the 90s and all that.
No. I'm just giving you an example. I can name you a bunch of funny women.
I can name you a bunch of funny women that are great comedians, but you'll probably because they kind of make fun of men a little bit. You'll probably be like,
no. Make fun of men all you want. It's it's the ones that are really hacky, and you see it all the time. And they, as soon as they get on stage, just stand up wise anyway, and then they're just my vagina and sex stuff and blowjobs, and it's just thanks, man.
Dude, this is why online culture has ruined people's perception of comedy.
You tell me you haven't seen those stand-ups before.
What I'm trying to fucking tell you, dude. What I'm trying to tell you, because this is getting really fucking annoying. What I'm trying to tell you is that you're mainly an online fucking guy, and you see these online content, something that a woman comedian that will go fucking viral, and then it'll go viral because she isn't that good, and then you'll sit there and go, see, this is why women comedians are not good. You fall for all these online narratives that you think that you're some internet this is why I hate the internet. I hate internet.
I thought this before the internet.
I fucking can't stand them anymore.
What about Hot Chewa? Is she hilarious? She's a great time. She's one of the funniest. Better than Dr. Huge.
No. What I'm saying is, that's a propped up fucking. That's
But I mean, everybody thought she was hilarious until she ripped everybody off.
No. I didn't think she was hilarious. Hold on. You're cutting me off. Okay, let me explain. The Hawk Tua girl was created by the conservatives to go viral. That's what I'm trying to say. These viral sensations are propped up. You think a bunch of shill and bot accounts hyping someone up means that genuine people are actually commenting on this shit. It was supposed to hype her up. She's supposed to be a villain. I don't know. I'm losing my mind here.
You want Logan Paul how about this? I like female comedians better than Logan Paul. How about that for a hot take, everybody?
Okay, wow. That's a really great take.
Way better. I like him better than Andrew Tate. Guess what? I'm hip on Andrew Tate. I don't buy any of that horse shit. I know what he's doing. Yep.
Well, I mean, I would hope you're not an Andrew Tate fucking fan because the guy's a rapist. So congratulations for not liking. Congratulations for not liking a rapist. What do you want me to tell you, bro?
I don't know. Is it a fact? Is he in prison? I don't know about that. I'm just saying I don't care for him.
None of these guys are going to fucking prison.
Man, I wish. I don't think anybody's going to prison. Just kind of like 9/11, what we were talking about earlier. Nobody lost their job. Nobody went to prison. Nobody's going to prison now. It's like, okay, I get it. Everybody's being pardoned. Just let free to do whatever they want. And if I did a fraction of any of these things, I'd be buried under the prison.
Yeah, well,
you know?
I get what you're saying. I don't know.
Yep.
I guess this conversation tired me out. I don't know. I want to. By the way, I'm not getting angry. I'm just saying that I'm gonna stand on my fucking point.
Good.
About
you should, because that's called entertainment, Hanzi. You're not mailing it in. You're coming in with takes. You're passionately speaking about something, and that's what everybody should be doing when they come on the Dr. Huge show.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, with the cold, I'm gonna get going though, man. With the cold, this has been this whole conversation tired me out. Like, you know what I mean?
It was a great discussion, though. You got your points out. You got to be heard by the millions in the future, especially on podcast form. Go check it out. SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. Thank you for showing up, Hanzi. I needed somebody to come in. I got people on injury reserve like Sleaze and Danny out there, and Reezy had to go to work again. So
I got you, man.
Shout out to you, bro. Thanks for coming on. And we'll talk again soon. I got a few more things to say. Few more. We got some more wrestling takes. We could talk about Gene Hackman a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe the chat's tired out too. Everybody out there right now, go to YouTube, Dr. Huge Show. I know a lot of today hasn't been wrestling. I tried to prepare you last week when I said I'm not planning on talking I'm going to talk about whatever I want, right? Because when I can passionately speak about something that I want to talk about, then I believe it, to me anyway, that this is more interesting than and then Bianca Belair did hooked the leg, and then this happened, and this guy ran out. And it's like, we know. We already know. This is such good shit. We got into rap. We got into time-traveling aliens, politicians. Hanzi went off on me a few times, which is, such good shit, right? Do I get my such good shits?
It's such good shit.
That's right. It is. We're bringing it here. This is work for Dr. Huge. So I need you to go subscribe to the YouTube. I need you to support the show. Not just giving me Venmos like all these other fucking podcasts. Oh, just send me money for absolutely nothing. Nope. I make things like this. I have a store that you can go check out on Teespring. Go order some sweatshirts, some pillows, some socks. Maybe a fanny pack there. Many other items. So many. I made a ton. Some are based off of my album covers that I've made. I made a music video for every single one of my songs, like a beast. I don't make singles. Every song I make is a banger single. Go check them out at Dr. Hugenstein right on YouTube if you're here after this show. I mean, there's so much you can do to get involved with us. I've been putting out we've had one caller. One person was brave enough to call in. And that was Philly Sports Pride here in the chat. We got to hear from him and his takes on the Eagles. I don't know if that was before or after the Super Bowl. But yeah, we can even talk Celtics, NBA, my hate for LeBron James and the NBA in total. But I think I'm going to close it out here. I think we said it all today. We did it all. Best show in the world ever, all the time. Dr. Huge Show, right? Right? No backflips. Sorry, I can't bring you backflips. I can't bring you, gaping nostrils, or can't show you dead people in a forest, or fight, an old man that has problems like Mike Tyson does. I can't do that either. They won't let me. Trying to fight Joe Rogan at the moment. I've been editing like crazy lately. Been making clip videos for the channel. I put up all the podcasts on the channel. So every time I release a podcast in audio form, it will even be on YouTube if you listen to podcasts through YouTube. What else do I have? I think there's one more thing I want to mention before I take off. Oh, yeah. The Dr. Huge Show channel, Dr. Hugenstein music channel, the audio podcast, the album, the store. I think I hit all of it. Wow, we did it for first time ever, I think. Pay-per-view predictions. Let's do it. I almost forgot, Sasha Reigns. Good for you. Let's make some predictions before we leave off here. Probably the most confusing Dr. Huge show ever, but that means all you got to do is you got to go back and listen to it a handful more times. Let it sink in. I understand Hanzi and even myself at times, I can spit things out at you, and it's hard to keep up, but try it. Try listening back. Give us your soul, right? Shang Tsung style. So yeah, tonight. I think I got the card here. Where is it? I know I wrote it down. Where the hell is it? Maybe I didn't. I had to have. Okay, here it is. The Chamber card, the main event match with the men: Priest, Rollins, Punk, Cena, Drew, and that Logan Paul there.
It's the shits.
Who are we going to take tonight? I mean, there were good cases made for Cena, Drew, Punk. I'm not thinking that The Rock is going to get involved with this, or Cody Rhodes. Like, they have their own thing going on, so I don't feel like this is like a Drew McIntyre Punk angle if they even went with The Rock, but they kind of need it so they can get a championship match. That's what this is all about. Man, I don't know. This is a tough one to pick. You know what? Let's say I'm just going to go. I want it to be Drew. My heart says Drew. My mind says Punk, because he's getting older. He needs that WrestleMania main event, as he's pointed out many times. I think he's done with Rollins and McIntyre. We've gotten over all that. I'm going Punk. And that's just 100% based on his age. You know, what's he going to do? Not do it this year and possibly get injured next month or the month after that? You know, wait until next year again? I think not. So, yep, that's the pick. Travis Scott's coming out. That's not a match. Again, this new age rap like this. No, it's okay, but I'm not blown away by it. I don't think it's the type of music that I would have to go to a festival for and, you know, possibly die in the front row for it. Roxy, Bailey, Liv, Bianca, Alexa, and Naomi. Everybody always glosses over the women's elimination chamber matches, and I'm kind of with this. I mean, Liv's already got the tag belts. I'm guessing Bianca. This is Bianca's time, but she's in with Naomi, and they got that Jade stuff going on, so it can't really be her, right? They wouldn't put Roxy up there this quickly. Who's the other champ? We got Rhea as the champ, right, still? And then that's going to be Rhea and Charlotte, and then we have... Who's the other champ? Not Nia, not Liv. Oh, you're taking Alexa. All right, that's interesting. I actually would like that. You know, with the whole Wyatt 6 stuff, that would make sense and free up everybody to pretty much keep on doing what they're doing, because you got Roxy and Bailey feuding with each other. Liv is, got the tag titles, and Bianca and Naomi are still a tag team dealing with the Jade stuff, like I said. So, yeah, that leaves Alexa. I'm with you guys. We're going Alexa. Yep. And The Rock's going to come out, try to take Cody's soul tonight. Will he do it? I kind of would like it. I mean, Drew would be fun and everything, but it doesn't have to be necessarily right away. I think tonight he's going to push back on The Rock a little bit, and maybe The Rock will go to war with him. And then after that, Cody then goes, you know what? It would be better if I just ate sushi and drove around in fancy trucks with my name on it and stuff, instead of getting beat up all the time. Tiffy, that's the other one. So, yeah, Alexa Tiffy makes sense. I can see that happening. And there are a bunch of other matches. I mean, the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn thing, I probably should have talked to Hanzi about this more. You seem to be very invested in this. Like, I'm sure some people are. Well, I'm not one of those people. So, does it even matter who wins this match? I think Kevin Owens is due, especially after getting his whole face broken and bloodied and he was stood over by Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes is just standing there with the bell coming.
What do we want to talk about?
So, yeah. And then I think a whole tag fest is going on, possibly, maybe, in a wrestling ring. All right, I think that's it for me. I'm going to go put a new Band-Aid on my thumb that I cut. Maybe go check my basement to see if it's flooded out again, because that's always fun. Again, join us here at the Dr. Huge Show. Shout out to you, Sasha Reigns, the Sleaze, Coach in the chat, Philly Sports Pride, everybody that came through, Paladin, Heel Easy in the house, Hooligan trying to tell me what to do. Hooligan, don't ever tell me what to do on this show. Don't ever do it. You say, hey, is this a wrestling show? I'm just going to go, nope, it's not. Is this a time travel aliens show? Nope. Just happen to be speaking about it right now. What do you want me to do? Put on a Pat McAfee show? One of them lame ass shows, which is basically loosely based off my show. We've already gone over that as well. Man, we're cooking today. Did it all. Let's show you a few more pictures. Alexa, here's the winner of tonight's Elimination Chamber. Who we think is going to win? Biscuit Butt. Alexa, Biscuit Butt Bliss. So thank you for watching, everybody. And I'll try to come back this week with some 7 p.m. shows. Again, this week was tough. Basement's flooding, fingers falling off. You know, I had a lot to deal with, everybody. So go over to YouTube, subscribe, hit those notifications. I can't believe it. William's probably going to be in the comments section later on tonight going, I missed you again. I'll be like, well, can you finally subscribe? So maybe he's subscribed by now. Yeah, you got to hit those buttons, everybody, especially you boomers. You're really bad at hitting buttons.